If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay students, I thought that today I will start calculus. I was going through the questions. So I have seen there is a major portion of the numericals which are based on vector calculus. I think all of you has done your vector calculus in your engineering courses. But I thought that before going through the numericals directly, I should give some recap on the vector calculus so that whenever I solve problem, I can give reference of what I have told in the vector calculus classes. A small, very brief vector calculus. I have written something here. I will give it in your as a PDF file. So if I start with what is point function. What is point function? The first thing, it is the variable quantity whose value at any point in a region depends on the position of that point is known as point function. If you are in a particular position in the space and the value of that item changes with the positions of that point. Suppose if I say the temperature of this room, this section, suppose this section, if we assume a 3D, so what is the temperature here, what is the temperature here, what is the every position there is a difference in temperature. Suppose there is a heat, I have lightened a bulb here, so here the temperature will be more, here it will be less, here it will be less, here it will be some. So everywhere the temperature is depending on what position it is at. If it is at this position, then what will be the temperature? If it is at this position, what will be the temperature? Like the height of a mountain. Suppose now I have this type of mountain. Suppose this is my mountain. So where I am, suppose if I am here, so my height is this. If I am here, so height is this. So according to that, my height changes. As you can see, my height is changing. So here, that's what they have some examples. Temperature of a room, height. These are known as scalar point function. Why? Because here only the magnitude, the temperature doesn't have any direction. At this point you will have only temperature, suppose 32 degrees centigrade, here 30 degrees centigrade, here 31.9, here 32.3, here everywhere in the space the temperature is different. That is only magnitude, no vector. So these two are example of scalar point function, that is known as represented by small f, some function of xyz, something in the xyz represents that point, at what point this is. According to value of x equal to 1, y equal to 1, z equal to 1, we will reach a point which is 1, 1, 1, and that point if you put the value, you will get some value which is the temperature. If I take temperature, if I take height, then it is height. Now what is vector point function? Vector point function is the flow of water or air flow in a room. Suppose the air is flowing in this room, one fan is moving, so the air is moving. So at this particular position, the flow of air, suppose it is in this direction, it will have some magnitude and a direction. If the fan is very near to me, suppose here the fan is rotating, so here, if the fan is rotating here, so here it will be maximum, and suppose it is outward direction. So if I go here, the direction may be here and the magnitude may be up to this much only. If I move more far away from the fan, then the magnitude will get reduced and the direction will also be different in different. If the fan is rotating here, direction is here. So if you go this side, because the fan is, so direction is this side. So this direction and magnitude both are changing. So that's why it is known as vector point function. So magnitude of the direction both like flow of water, flow of air, room, etc. Now if we start with the first point, that is known as directional derivative. Directional derivative. As brief explanation as possible without any proof, just to understand the physical meaning. What is directional derivative? You recall your partial derivative, partial differentiation. You have done your maths in your maths, del f del x, del f del y. If I take only 2 dimension, so 3 dimension you can generalize this automatically. Suppose in a 3D, these are special type of directional derivatives. That means you are only looking in the x direction. Here only you are looking in the y direction. Keeping here y is fixed, here x is fixed. In the maths we have done this way. Suppose if I take a toy here, you can see this toy. So this is in 3D now. So suppose I am at this position. So if I go in this direction, my y is fixed. Suppose this is my xy, this is my x, this is my y, and if I take, this is a z axis. So if I move from here to here, here to here only, then what will be the change? Similarly, what is del f del y? Del f del y represent if you are fixing x, that means x position is fixed. This position of x is fixed. Now you are moving in only y direction. So if you move in y direction, what is the change in height? So these two specifically are special types of directional derivatives. Now if I want to move not in x, not in y, suppose at a 45 degree between x and y, a particular direction I want to move in this direction, and I want to see what is the change in the height of the top. You can see here, if you move x direction, the height is negligibly changing because it is flat. If you move in y direction, that is also negligible. But if I move in this direction, you can see there is a valley here. So there will be a fall in height. So obviously, so that is directional derivatives. The sense of directional derivative is nothing but if you are looking at a particular direction, then what will be the change? So these are also directional derivatives, but these are very specific directional derivatives. Now suppose I want to look at a 45 degree between x and y. So what is this 45 degree direction? How in vector we will represent it? 45 means if it is a one unit direction, so this is 45 degrees, so it will be cos 45 1 by root 2. This is sin 45 1 by root 2. So in vector we will write unit vector u 1 by root 2 I cap 1 by root 2 j cap. Suppose for example I am saying. So what is directional derivative they are saying? So del f by del u at a particular direction, if I am taking unit direction, that is del f by del x into u1, del f by del y into u2. So this is the formula for directional derivative, where u1 u2 is this I cap and j cap coefficients. So now here you can see if it is in only in x direction, now you can also, if I am looking in x direction only, so what will be u will be 1i plus 0j, because j is 0 here, you are moving in only in this direction. So if you put 1 0 here, u1 is 1, this is 0, so ultimately you are getting del f by del x, that is the what particular derivative I was talking about, because you are looking at only x direction, and so it is a partial derivative if you look at only x direction. This is if you look at only y direction. Here you can think of directional derivative. This is the first item I am talking about. So what is my input? Input is here scalar and output is here vector. Input is scalar because you are giving scalar, output is also a scalar. Input scalar, output scalar, both are scalar here. So now I will introduce a new parameter that is known as nabla or del parameter. What does this parameter? This is a vector parameter, like you plus means add, minus means minus. If you give integration sign, it means integration. This is also a sign. What does this represent? It represents del del x I cap, del y j cap. Z I am not writing, you can extend it. I am writing for 2D, so you can extend it for 3D. You can write it for Z also. So this represents this. So what is this? Now next, if we go for gradient, this is nabla, just an operator, nothing else. Now if I say what is gradient? Gradient means nabla of a scalar, del f del x j del f del y. You are not multiplying, you are applying this operator on x, on f. So f will come here, f will also come here. So here input is scalar because you are giving scalar, output is a vector. So you can remember there was scalar point function, temperature and height I was talking about. So in scalar function you have two things, one is partial derivative, one is gradient. Like in vector also you will have two things, divergence and curl. What is that one? Del f by del u is my partial derivative. Now if I want to write it in this fashion, can I write it gradient of f multiplied by or dot product u cap? What will be this? You know the dot product del f by del x. Can you take the dot product? Then you will find a u1 I cap, u2 j cap. What is dot? I will be there. So it will be del f del x, u1 and del f del y, u2, which is nothing but your directional derivatives. That means by using grade, if you are dotting with that direction only, you are getting the directional derivative at that particular direction. This is the direction at which direction I want to see the change in the function, output, change in the temperature, change in the height, whatever. So now if you see this dot product, we can write del f, what do you know the dot product? A dot b, magnitude of a, magnitude of b. So what is your magnitude? The magnitude of u is you cap, it is unit vector, so it is 1. So your directional derivative stands at this. Now let us draw some conclusion from here. Again, I am writing this one again, cos theta. Now this function is fixed. What is the temperature? You know the function for temperature in that axis or whatever. You know that one. Now the variable is theta. Now what is theta? Theta is nothing but it is the, you remember this one. What is the theta? Theta was the angle between, what was theta in the dot product? It is the angle between del f and u. The direction at which you are looking and the direction of the gradient. Gradient means this one you have calculated for that function. So if you are looking at that direction, this is the angle between grade and at the direction I am looking at. Now you can say there are different values of theta. Theta can be 0, theta can be 180. Now let me draw some conclusion. Theta can be 90. If it is 0 means what is 0? The angle between the grade and the direction I am looking at is 0. That means I am looking at the direction of grade. I am looking at grade direction. If I am looking at grade direction, then what I will get? If theta equal to 0, then cos theta attains maximum value, that is 1. That means I will get maximum change in the function. Good. If it is 180, then I am looking opposite to grade. Then what value I will get? I will get -1. That is the minimum value. That is also maximum, but that is in negative direction. It is maximum change in positive direction. Then I will get a maximum change in negative direction. If I was rising, then it is the positive direction rising, and here it will be falling, maximum falling. Now interestingly, what is theta 90? Theta 90 means I am looking at 90 degree to grade. Okay, or grade is in 90 degree with the direction I am looking. There is an angle between 90 degree. Good. If it is that, then change is 0. Now what is 0 change? Now if you look at the temperature, something I don't know, whatever expression of x, y, z, anything is given temperature. Suppose it is the expression of the temperature. Suppose you consider my body surface. This is the surface of my body. Okay, this is the surface of my body. Now in my surface, everywhere, what is the temperature? If you go here, what will be the 38 degree? If you go here, it will be 38. Here it will be 38. Everywhere it will be 38. So you can fix it. This is 38. 38, whatever location. Suppose this represent my surface. A mathematical expression, hypothetically, this represent my surface. So at whatever value of x, y, z you put, whatever position you go, everywhere the temperature is 38 degrees centigrade. This type of surface is known as level surface. Means everywhere it remains at fixed value. That is known as level surface. Okay. Now if you see this one, if you can see it. Suppose I am here at this position. So if I move in this direction, because my temperature is not changing, so the change is 0. So I am moving in this direction. Very good. So what should be grade? Because the direction at which I am moving, because change 0, when 0 change happen? 0 change happen if I look 90 degree to grade. So if I move in this direction, then there is a 0 change. That means this direction is at 90 degree with grade. That's what it is saying. What is saying? Change is 0 if I look at 90 degree to grade. So if I am looking in this direction, that means I am looking 90 degree to grade because change is 0. So what should be grade? So grade should be here. This is grade. So grade always gives perpendicular to a surface. You always remember this one. What does grade represent? It is always perpendicular to this surface. This is my surface, so grade will represent that perpendicular. Suppose this is the function, generally it is written in this fashion, scalar function, some function of x, y, z, phi. Then we say grade phi represents perpendicular to surface. So that is one of the most applications, finest application of grade. Now you have two surfaces, suppose one surface and another surface, these two surfaces. So these two surfaces meet. So they are normals also cutting. So if I want to find the angle between these two, will be the same angle between the normals. You see, the angle between these two surfaces is the same. The angle between these two surfaces is the same between angle between these two surfaces. So if they are asked to find me the angle between these two surfaces where they meet, that is nothing but the angle between the normals. So there are two surfaces, suppose phi 1 and phi 2. They are asking to find me the angle. So how we will find angle? Angle is divided by cos theta, that is dot product. How to find the vector angle between two vectors? Using dot product. So what is the normal of this one? Grade phi 1 dot grade phi 2, two normals. So angle between these two, dot product divided by their magnitude. So this is the way to find. Then we will come to divergence. Then this is divergence. Divergence means, what is divergence? Divergence means, suppose in a 3D, you have a 3D, 3D, there are, suppose fluids are coming or water is flowing and water is going out, and this box is of unit volume. What is that volume? Unit volume means del V, means this length is also del X, this is also del Y, this is also del Z. Every one is of unit length, small unit, small, it's just small volume of taken. And this is the F. F is the field that is coming. So it will be obviously what field? It will be a vector field. Vector field. So divergence, your input is always vector. So your input is here vector. What will be output? First output is always scalar. You see the first one here, scalar input, scalar output. Here scalar input, gradient scalar input, vector output. These two divergence are called, input is vector, one output is scalar, and the curl output will be vector. So what does this represent? This is represented by this, and this equation is represented by Pi, Qj. I have already written. I am writing PQ, you can extend it for R also. So it will be, what is this formula? Del P del X, del Q del Y. This represents. This represents, what does this represent? This represents the total fluid. If I take fluid, if you take electrical engineering, then you can say flux, field, how much coming, how much going. Total fluid coming out in all direction per unit volume. If you take a small unit of box of one dimension, unit dimension, then the total fluid coming out of this is this one, in all direction, in every direction, here, here, here. Or you can say total flux. Or you can say, so if this is this one, per unit volume, so total flux coming out, total fluid coming out in all direction, not in per unit. If you want to take, then it will be integration. If you are summing up, this was for per unit volume, one small unit. If you want to take for entire volume, so you have to volume integral it. Don't get confused with the triple integral. These are very easy. Just a single, you have to do it 3 times in all the directions. That's it. So what does this represent? This represents the total fluid coming out of that box. If you put a box in a river, suppose water is flowing and out of, so how much the total from coming out of that is showing this. Now what does this represent? If this is 0, what does this represent? This is total coming out is, or total gain in fluid. Gain or loss is 0. No gain, no. The total coming out in all direction is 0. Total coming out in all direction is 0. You remember all direction, because here you can say, if it is coming, it is going. So here it is going, suppose 10 liter is going positive, plus 10 liter is out in the direction. So here minus 10 liter is out, because 10 liter in means I am checking outward, how much is going outward of it. So it is minus 10. So total plus 10 minus 10 is 0. So net gain is 0. Net gain is 0. So total direction coming out of it is 0. If this is positive, suppose this answer is positive, that means there is some source inside this, some tap, water tap is there and water is coming out from this tap. So that's why the output is more. Whatever input, this plus this will coming out. So that's why we will say there is a source inside. If it is negative, then we say there is a sink. Suppose some animal is sitting inside there and it is eating the water. So if it is eating, so you will get negative. That much water is coming, that will not go out. So total gain will be negative, or total coming out will be negative. Suppose it is 10 liter, so it will come out 8 liter. 2 liter someone is eating, someone is drinking. So that's why we will say that person will be known as a sink. Okay. If it is 0, then it is also known as solenoidal. That field is known will be solenoidal. You can remember your electrical engineers, solenoids, total flux. Solenoid means if it is coming, the flux is coming from North Pole and entering to South Pole. The total out is 0, because the amount is going out, the same amount is coming in. So that's why it is known as 0 or solenoidal. Now the last one is the curl for today. Now what is curl? Curl is this cross this. So what does curl represent? Here input is also vector and output is also vector. You are giving input as a vector and you are getting output is also a vector. Okay. So how do you know how to calculate cross product, IJ, nabla or del operator? that was del del x, I, del del y, j, del del z, k, and this is your f, f is pq. If you do this one cross product, you will get this one. Now what does this represents in physically? This represents rotation, rotational effect. Why that the field is a rotational? One good example, suppose there is a river, water is flowing. So how water flows in river? In the middle it is very high speed, and if you come to the sides, the speeds are less. Okay, now if you put a thermocol sheet here, suppose here, now by the time it will reach here, it will rotate. You can feel it. If you can feel it, if you have river nearby, you put a thermocol here, and if it reaches somewhere, then you will see that it will rotate. Why it will rotate? Because this side will be pushed higher, this side will be pushed lower. So there is a rotation effect. So if you take curl of that one, that water flow, that curl will not be zero. If it's zero, then it means that no rotational effect. So if its curl is zero, that is the physical meaning, then there is no rotational effect. Equal to zero, then no rotational effect, no rotation. That field doesn't give. If you stand at that field, if you sit on that field, or if you go through that field, that field will not rotate you. You can feel it with hurricane, forming hurricane, the flow of air. Air is flowing. If the curl is zero, then there will be no hurricane forming. If the curl is not zero, then there will be rotation effect. Air will be circulating. This is a vector input vector. So vector can be formed from scalar also. How? If you see this one, where it is? If you see the gradient makes a scalar into a vector. So a vector can come from this. Suppose this vector is coming from this. Suppose my f is coming from a grade of, if you do some grade of a scalar, a vector will come. So if you take now curl of this f, what does it will look like? Now what is the same? I cross is always 0. So the answer is 0. So if this is, then this. So we can write it reverse also. If this is 0, the curl is 0, that means we can say the f is not originally vector, it was generated from some scalar. Remember this one, my normal, level surface tone, this represents the normals. So all the normals, there is a normal, there is a normal, there will be another normal. All these normals will come out of my body. In every position there will find a normal. So these, if this makes a field, that field will not give a rotation. That is the meaning of this, because originally this is not a field, this is created from a scalar. You can think of it that way, you can remember in that way. So if this is so, then this field is known as conservative field. Conservative field. I will put all these as a PDF file, and this is known as scalar potential. So I think that's all for today. We'll continue in next class. Just I want to show you this snapshot. I will provide you as a PDF file. I have prepared this one for you. What is each symbol represents? How does physically they means? The directional derivative symbol is this, expression is this, it is scalar to scalar, figure is look like this. If you look at particular direction, how does it will represent? What is its application to no function? Nabla is nothing but an operator. Gradient is this one, it's scalar input vector. Gradient means gradient always comes in the surface. If you take the vectors, it will not rise, it will not be above that, gradients will not be here. So if you take this one, the gradients is actually, if you take shadow of this one, if you take the shadow of this one in the domain, in the xy plane, so in every point there will be a normals, all the normals are here. Suppose some grass is connected, so some sort of grass, they are coming out of this from the field. So to find the directional derivatives, where it is used to find directional derivatives, to find normal we have discussed. You can remember my hand. So using grade you can find normal, you can find angle between these two. Directional derivatives you can use this one. By using grade you can find what are the conclusion and what will be the positive meanings, negative meanings. Zero means we are looking at the same direction. If you look in the opposite direction, if you look at 90 degree. Divergence, this was the formula, it is vector to scalar. Total fluid, you can remember it in associated figure, you recall in your mind, so it will be easy for you. Total fluid, how much fluid is coming, if it is 0, what, there is a no loss, no gain. Positive means soar, negative means sink. Curl means again this formula. And this one, this is a rotation, you can remember this figure, river, you are putting a thermocol there, it will rotate. If it is 0, then it is irrotational. If it is 0, that means it is coming from, it is originally not as vector, it is coming from some scalar. and that scalar is known, the scalar potential, and that field which is created from a scalar is known as conservative. So I'll put all this in PDF. So that's all.